A requirement that I've often seen come across in AKS projects is that customers need the ability to install arbitrary software on worker nodes. And this is mostly done for compliance reasons. Now, what I'm presenting today is one of the possible solutions to that problem. So we're going to be using a feature of Kubernetes called daemon sets that allows us to run a pod on every node. So let's start with a demo of the end solution first, and then we'll get into the implementation details. So what I'm going to be showing you is I already have an existing AKS cluster running, and I've already configured kubectl to actually point to that cluster. So what I'll do is I'll SSH into one of the nodes in that cluster, show you that a program's not installed. Then I'll actually run the daemon set. The daemon set will then install the program, and hopefully once it works, you'll be able to see that the program's running. And then I'll also scale up the nodes to show you that when a new node starts up, the daemon set's automatically installed, and hence the program also gets automatically installed on that node. Okay, so let's quickly do this. So I've already got a cluster, as I mentioned. So I'm going to show you a list of nodes in that cluster. And so you can see I've got 3 nodes running in this cluster. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly exec into one of the nodes and SSH into one of the pods in the node, and then SSH into the node. Now, there's a good article on the Azure Docs which shows you how to do this. So I'm now in one of the nodes. So I'm going to try to run the cowsay program. This will hopefully not run. Yes. And so you know that this program is not installed at the moment. I'm going to exit out of this node. Now what I'm going to do is actually install the daemon set. So I'm going to run kubectl apply and point it to my manifest. So now you'll be able to see that it's created the namespace, the daemon set, and the config map. So this config map is a simple example where you'll typically change this to actually install what you want. So let me just show you that config map. So as you can see, all it does is run an apt-get update and it installs this cowsay program. Okay, so let's see what's happening here. So let me make sure that the daemon set's actually running. And so you'll be able to see here that the daemon set, so we've got 3 instances of daemon set running, and you can see that they're ready as well. So I'll also show you the list of pods. And you can see the 3 instances of pod, one for each node that is running. So what I'll do again is I'm going to exec into that same node. Clear the screen so that we can see this better. And then if I run the cowsay program again, you'll be able to see that it actually runs, right? And so what actually happened is the daemon set went into the node and actually installed the program. And it does that by getting into the host namespace. So let's take this a step further. So let's actually scale this cluster and include one more node. So I'm going to scale it to 4 nodes in this cluster. Now this is going to take a bit of time, so we're going to come back in a few minutes. Okay, so the scaling operation actually completed. So let me just get a list of nodes in my cluster now. So you should be able to see now that there are 4 nodes in this cluster, and there's this new node, node pool 3, which has been installed. And so I'm going to actually exec into this node now. And once I've exec into this node, just clear the screen. we should be able to see the cowsay program installed here as well. So it's been installed on the new node as well. Okay, so that's essentially how the daemon set works. So let me actually navigate to the code here and just quickly show you what's going on. So I've got so this is the YAML for the daemon set. And what you can see here is that it's got two important things. So first of all, I've set host bit to true, and I've also set privilege to true in the security context. What that allows me to do is actually get into the host namespace to be able to install things. I'm also just mounting an install script from the config map. And I showed you that config map earlier, which is this one here. And essentially, that's just running the actual installation scripts that we want to run on the nodes. So if I go over to my to the actual code which runs, and what you can see is that this so basically this shell script runs in a Docker file. It runs in a container, and so the most important part of the shell script is this bit here. So I use ns-enter to actually get into the host mount namespace, and then I go ahead and run the installation script there. I also then sleep to infinity so that the daemon set keeps running. So just going to the Docker file is very simple. Just copy that shell script and run it in the container. So that's pretty much it. Hopefully you found this useful. Thank you.